Hello and welcome to the Car Care channel, and welcome to a video that is an Amazon part fail special. So this is a 2014 Lexus RX 350. The owner takes care of it. He's owned it for a long time. Does put a lot of highway miles, so the front is always getting hit by rocks and all kinds of debris. So here's how this Amazon part fail special started. So the parking sensors, little sensors, two in the corner, two in the middle, they started getting chipped and discolored. He did not like the appearance. He asked the dealership, how much are these sensors? They were astronomical. Of course, these sensors are pretty special and they're kind of like unique parts. So they're very expensive, but they were working. They just didn't appear nice. And to paint these is not something I recommend because the paint needs to be super thin, otherwise they won't work. So the owner went on Amazon, like every DIYer, every car person would. He found a set for like 30 bucks. All four of them. They say they fit and life is good. Well, he took on the task, had a local mechanic switch all the sensors around. Life is good, right? No, that is not the case because the sensors never worked. Flat out never worked. And basically his mechanic told him, we have to basically charge you again, take the bumper out, to put the old sensors back. And he figured at that point, just leave it alone, we're just gonna keep going. But now he decided he wants to fix it properly, but he does not want the scratched up sensors. So what we have is the original sensors, and some of them are scratched up, some of them are not. And we have two new original sensors. They're probably going to be the middle ones that are not scratched up. Also, we have the bezels that go around them. These bezels are actually a separate serviceable part. So in case some of these break, we have two new ones on standby. Otherwise, these are going back to Lexus. Life is good. And the best part is, the new sensors, they come painted the body color. So you don't have to do anything. Let's get started working on this. Let's pull this front bumper off. Let's get the sensors replaced, and we'll go from there. So the first thing we're going to do is we have to remove all these covers because this grill is integrated into the bumper. So let's do that. Lexuses, they're basically a Highlander with a lot of extra covers. That's not exactly it. They have a lot better insulation. Cars are nicer inside and outside and everything. So not exactly a Highlander per se, but close. Same engine. And okay. Now to release this, which is already missing majority of its clips, we got this one right here and this one. Two more clips. Okay, I think we are good. I only have one more here. Let's put the car up and let's start getting the bumper off at the bottom. Move these side covers. These be somewhat gentle with. I love to break. Turn the screw to the open position and then pull it out. Same thing here. So now we gotta get a few more clips that attach the bumper to the rest of the apparatus over here. Clips. Few bolts. This one is broken. This one didn't break. That's a miracle. Usually that is the first one to go. And in order to give ourselves a little bit more space, I'm going to take this entire panel off here. Now I can move these out of the way. There we go. Okay, I think this bumper is about ready to come off. Let's do this. Now let's disconnect these. There we go. Same thing on the other side. Now we're going to put some masking tape right at the edge. And the reason for this is when you pop the bumper and as you're trying to maneuver it around, this area loves to scratch, and we're trying to fix the car, not add more injury to it. Another spot that we put tape on is going to be this corner right here. Also loves to get tangled up and scratch everything. Tell I'm not a body person because they would laugh at this. Just not the best at masking stuff, just make it work. All right, I think that will do. So now, got a helper. This is, by the way, Matthew, one of our newest technicians in the shop. So when you pull a bumper out, don't do it the hero's way. Guess what happens to heroes that pull the bumper alone? They scratch the car. Always get a helper, always get a second person. That way you're not fighting the bumper on your own, scratching the car in the process. So I'll do this on the other side. We'll just hold it. So in order to pull the bumper out, this takes a little bit of experience. How much force you're going to put into it. You're going to grab it and pop. There we go. Kind of need to push it up and pop. Pull it slowly. And I need to pop it over here. Let's go up with it. There we go. You're going to want to disconnect a few connections. One of them is right here. Disconnect that. There we go. Do we have anything on the bottom? Okay, disconnect that as well. This is the fog light right here. Actually, we have two more. Fog light and parking, the corner sensor. You'll see that once we get the bumper out. Got it? Now I gotta disconnect my side. Here we go. Clear? We're good. Let's take it away. So, we have the bumper out. We are ready to do this. These are the original sensors. So you notice that these two are pretty damaged up, and this is what we do not want to reuse. These two, however, these were the corner ones, they're fine. By the way, at least in this generation RX, all these four sensors are the same, and they're wired in series. So if the first sensor goes out, the rest of them won't work. This is how this works. It's a super simple replacement. Just pop this little cover, which has the connector. There goes the connector. And then push on the tab, pull the sensor out. This is the Amazon sensor, the one that, I don't know, maybe it has some sponge inside of it because it doesn't work, doesn't do anything. Of course, this one says Toyota Denso, this one says nothing. Guess whoever made this, not even proud enough of it enough to put their name on it. So, we're going to do this very, very simply. I am not going to install the old ones in the center because that's where they get all the beating. I'm going to put those in the corners. We're going to put the brand new ones from Lexus. This is the only sensor that should go in these cars from the beginning, if you ever replace them. It is painted, body color, perfect. All we got to do is just find the right orientation for it. That's it. What I'm going to do here before we move on is I'm going to check the bezel, because if the bezel is damaged, we might want to replace it at this point, especially the middle ones. So I think this bezel is good. And you notice how the OEM sensor looks and how the Amazon Special looks. It just has a black ring around it. This one has a white ring where you can't really see. It just looks better. So this bezel is good. This one is good. Let's look at the side one here. This one actually does have a nick on it, so we're perhaps going to replace this one. Let's look at the other side. Now this bezel also has a nick, so I say let's go ahead and kind of consult the customer real quick, see if they want to replace this one and the other one. That way they're all perfect before we proceed. And just to show you a close-up of how easy these are to replace, just unplug your connector, and then this whole thing will kind of come off of it. And then you have a tab right here. Of course, this one is the aftermarket one. Tab right here, press it, and then pull the sensor up. This is the tab you press. Super simple, very DIY. Not really a big deal, just don't buy the Amazon ones. And here is a close-up of these two sensors. This one is the original one, and this one is a cheapo aftermarket. This one says Toyota, Denso. This one says we're not even proud enough to put our name on it. That's welcome to the Amazon Special. So to install this guy, we're just gonna line it up. As simple as push it down, it clips, then this end clips in. And it goes right over it. There we go. And then connector. Just make sure everything's secure. We're good. Basically rinse and repeat for all four of them. Let's show you how to do that bezel. So now the corner one is basically the exact same deal. Just doesn't have the cover on top. So we're going to undo the connector. And then we're going to undo the sensor itself. This one is a little bit stuck. See if I can help it from the front. There we go. See, this one is not having it stuck to the bezel. It's like the bezel is saying, let's get out. So the bezel, just push it. You gotta be careful with this bezel. You don't want to mar the surface of the bumper. Oh, this one is disintegrating and it's been here for a while. There we go. Well, this one just was ready to not work anymore. So, new bezel. These bezels are also the same. We're basically going to feed it through and clip it in place. Simple as that. We're going to use one of the old sensors. This is just going to go here, clip in, and then connector. Let's take a look at how that looks. Would you look at this? That just looks beautiful. OEM works great. Folks, when it comes to sensors, do not use aftermarket stuff. They never work. Always use originals. Even used ones are fine, but never use aftermarket. Now we're going to install the bumper back. And before we put everything back together, we're going to test it to make sure that we're not missing anything. Everything is plugged in properly. We don't have any other issues.
Plug in the fog light?
Yes, sir. Plug in your fog light. Same thing here. In case we're good, we're going to line it up. And this is the part where you normally could be scratching the bumper. We're going to hang it temporarily. I'll get this end once we verify. There we go. That is seated. This one is not seated, but I'll deal with this. Let's verify if this thing is good. Okay, the car is on. We don't have any warning messages. Parking sensors are on. Let's put it in drive. It's close to the toolbox, but now Matthew's walking in front of it. They're all working. They're already picking something up, and they're actually picking up the toolbox, which is too close to the front of the car. So this is, they're working now. And that is, by the way, this car has just crossed over 200,000 miles, just past break-in, right? So there you have it, folks. Moving a bumper, not so hard on these cars. Just gotta be careful. Put everything back the way it is. Now, we're not done with this. I'm gonna spend some time. We have some broken bolts we're gonna take care of here. But don't use Amazon parts unless you know the source. Unless you're buying, for lack of a better word, a piece of metal. You're buying a rotor, you're buying a pad, and pads, not so much, but a rotor, just a piece of metal. It's probably not gonna be long lasting. But the problem with Amazon parts is you don't know the source. If you do though, like if Akibono pads, for example, they're selling on Amazon, it's their official store, that's probably legit and they're good. Some Toyota dealerships will take on Amazon and start selling. But when you go buying random sensors from a company, the first red flag is when the original sensor costs $250 and you're buying 4 for 30 bucks, usually that should be your red flag right there. Because normally, if the sensor original is 250 bucks and you go aftermarket, it's 150, 175. That's more like it. Maybe 125, they're on sale each. But when you go buy 4 sensors at 30 bucks, yeah, you're asking for it at that point. Sometimes too good to be true, and I understand some of these sensors can get really expensive, and that's how it is. Now, luckily, this car, being an older one, this is not some intuitive parking and whatever. This is just normal stuff, so there's not really a calibration. These are plug and play and let's go. Unless the body's been severely damaged, then they might need a calibration. But in newer cars, they do need a calibration. The angle needs to be adjusted. You kind of have to learn the computer to the new sensor. But this one is not the case. Folks, when it comes to sensors and electronics, try to stick with the original. I cannot tell you how many times, and this is not the end of the world, you know, parking sensors don't work, that's okay. But when you start going into engine stuff, cam sensors and oil control valves and O2 sensors and air fuel ratio sensors, don't buy aftermarket. And if you do, keep it OE. OE for Toyota is Denso. If you're going to buy a Denso cam position sensor or mass airflow, it's probably going to be good as long as it's not counterfeit. Be careful. There's counterfeits everywhere. There's fake parts. There's just horrendous. To me, these Amazon things, they're garbage. I don't think there's like a piece of sponge inside because they do absolutely nothing. None of them work. I tried to, when initially we diagnosed this car, I tried to switch some of them around. Nothing. They're just complete dead silence. They do nothing. And that's the problem. Usually, with these systems, if the first one is out, the rest of them won't work because they're kind of wired in series. And that's how these parking sensors on Toyota and Lexus are. These are absolute junk, and the customer here takes care of this car. You notice they have 200,000 miles here. They really take care of it. It is the original owner, but they drive a lot on the highway, and that's why these sensors get damaged. But we're pretty much done with that. They look new. If you have to do this every 200,000 miles, spend 200 plus per sensor, it's not the end of the world. And the main thing is whenever you remove bumpers, make sure you cover this edge. You notice here, we don't have any scratches. Everything looks good. Because when you're going to maneuver the bumper back in, it is super common to put scratches in this area and this area. Super common. Be careful, take your time, ask a helper. Seems to be in the automotive repair world, kind of a shame thing to ask for help. Ask for help. Because heroes, when it comes to removing bumpers alone, always scratch the car. And guess what? You scratch the car, you're no hero. That's the bottom line. Folks, take pride in your work. Take pride not only in the work you do, but in the parts you use. Now, I put these original sensors in this customer car. I am comfortable that these will last them a very long time, because even the old sensors that were scratched up, they still work, but because some of the scratches are deeper, it's actually thinking there's an object in front of it. It's as simple as that. Not only take pride in your labor, what you do with the car, take pride in the parts you use as well. Then use original parts. We don't have issues. I understand it's not always the case. If you choose to use aftermarket parts, make sure you're using quality aftermarket parts, not some random Amazon seller selling us some little plastic thing with a foam inside of it. Folks, I hope this video was helpful and informative. I hope you learned something new. If you like it, consider giving it a thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, consider subscribing to the channel. Check out some other videos. Until the next video, folks, May the Lord bless you and keep you, and you have yourself a wonderful day.